What's up, guys? Today I'm trying to change the water pump out, and I was thinking about videoing most of this, but life happens. But anyways, here's the tensioner pulley. This is an aftermarket one. I kind of like the design a little bit better on this one than the original, but I don't know. There's not a lot of room to work in here. This is going to give you the most problems. The only way I was able to get this off is to take this off first, and you can barely get in there with a 10mm wrench. Has this little plate, and it mounts right down here on the left side, and the pulley goes right in here on the right side, kind of like so. And you can kind of see the clearance you got to work with is absolutely nothing. But anyways, with a few magic cuss words, we got that off. So now, I think we need to take the tensioner off. Oh, sorry, I'm working with a tripod right in my way now. I believe there's one bolt here, probably a bolt back here, and one through the middle here, which I think is a bigger bolt than the other ones. I'm not quite sure. But let's see if it's 14mm. The old, no, it's smaller. I think it's 10, is it 10mm? Or 12, it's probably 12mm. It's probably a 12mm. Yeah. So it's going to be a 12mm. And we're just going to zip that off there. I already took the motor mount out. As you can see, it sits down there in that hole. You can see the screw holes here, here, and here. And makes it a lot easier to work in. Just gives you more room. And that's honestly the easiest part of this whole thing. It's taking the motor mount off. Which you'd think would be the most difficult, but it's not. So there's that one. Let's see if we can break this one back here. You can't really see, this is in the way. But if we can get this socket down there. I'd charge $1 million to do this job, by the way. And there you are. You can see it's loose. Here's your spool valve gasket. A lot of people like to change those. So when I'm looking at it, and I don't think you can get to it without taking this guy off here. So I'll do that. Zip these bolts out here. There's one. And over here. Set that over here so we don't forget it. Let's get this back one out. I wish I had one of my strong magnets to stick to one of. I'm about ready to take this guy off here. He's pissing me off. Anywho, zip this bolt out. There's absolutely no room to work in this damn thing. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. There's the other one. We're in business, boys. I'll just get this one out here. Good old Harbor Freight sockets for the win. They're my uncle's. He passed away, and now I'm using them. Alright, look at that. There she is. Come on. Come to Pappy. Here we go. I anti-seized all these. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I did it anyway. And there's your belt tensioner. What do you call that? Housing thing? Keep in mind that center bolt that goes in the center there, I believe is longer than the others, so there's that. I wonder if I can clean these pulleys while I'm in here. I don't know what you'd clean them with. But after I changed, this is the second time me doing this. And after I changed the water pump with a cheap Rock Auto one, it sounds like a steam engine now. So now that I got an OEM one and I paid buku dollars for, hopefully, you could see it right there actually. There's what we're going for right there. There's 3 bolts from the top, which are easy to get from through the top. And then I took that motor mount out and I got it jacked up with a 2x4. 2x4 underneath. Let's see if I can get you a video of it. Let me adjust that. This is all raw footage here, boys. Girls. Okay. Adjust the camera. Come on, look up. Look up. Okay, that's as far as she looks. Okay, then. Let me take it out. Anyway. Got it jacked up like that. Don't like it, but it is what it is. Got this one for support over there too, just in case. And you can kind of wiggle the motor around. So when I get to it, doing these bottom ones here, which, hold on, I got my phone plugged in. I can drop this motor down. It's this pulley here. And you have to get it through these holes here. And what I do is you back half of the bolt out with a deep, and then you have to switch over, I think, to a regular socket because there's not enough clearance in here. And that was the best way that I found. But lowering this motor down an inch, I did it without lowering it down, and it was a nightmare. So go ahead and take the motor mount out, lower it down an inch, and then you'll be in business. I'm going to zip those out. I'm going to pause the video if I can and see if I can get it out. Hopefully you're right side up and not upside down. Sorry for the camera angles, but I don't got a good setup at all. But I switched to this smaller socket because I was having problems with this bolt. The smaller ratchet, I guess you'd say. And it fits right on there. The only reason I wanted to show you this is when I was trying to figure out what tools people used for this job. They didn't really say a lot of the time. And figuring out which ones to go with was the learning curve. I didn't Loctite these, and I didn't have it leak or come loose. But I've seen some people do this and they Loctited everything, so to each their own. I really don't like Loctiting stuff because it makes it harder to take out. I guess a drop wouldn't hurt, but there's one. And these are all the same size. They say it's good practice to put them back in the same hole that you took them out of. But these are all the same size, so I don't think it really matters. on this. This is a 2002 Honda CR-V. And in this particular situation, it doesn't matter, I guess. But I'm not a mechanic or anything, so I'm just showing you my journey, I guess. Set these over here so we don't lose them. Alright, I'll take out this top bolt here, and that would be the top 3 that we can get from this side. And then we will have to lower the jack and try and get them from the bottom. See if I can get you guys a good angle on that. Alright, so that's the top part. I think we're good to go here. Let's see if we can move you guys down a little bit. Let me pause here for a minute. Alright. I'm just gonna have to hold it because I can't get a good tripod's too big to fit under here, obviously. There's the pulley we're going for. Here's the jack. I'm gonna see if I can slowly drop it down just to help us out a little bit here. There it is, see it drop it. That looks like that's as low as we're gonna get it. There's one bolt way up here that's really hard. I'll try and show you what I used for that. And I hate the tool that I used because it Harbor Freight piece of crap, you know. I ended up taking this crank pulley off to get this water pump out because I couldn't get it from the top. And I've taken this off before, so it's going to be easy for me. But for you, it's probably going to be a nightmare. So my buddy ended up putting a breaker bar here and then cranking the motor over to break that seal. But yeah, it's very hard to get off, to say the least. Anyway, I'm going to back these out. You can see one of the bolts there. Right there, one up there, there's my finger right there, and there's one way up here. We'll get these 2 bolts out and then I'll show you my setup for that last one, I think. Oh, sorry. Alright, real quick update. That bottom bolt, I used this to break it loose. And now I'm going to use a bigger socket to hand spin it out. And that's just for the bottom one. Alright, so I ended up getting it with just the regular ratchet up in there. And now it's loose. As you can see how hard it is to just get in there to do this job. It is insane. But anyways, I'm gonna finish trying to probably use this socket to back it out, and then I could probably get it off with my fingers. I'll be right back and see if I can get it loose up in there. Alright, let me update you here. That last bolt, I ended up using all of these. This one here to break it, this one to back it out a little bit, about 3-4 turns, and then eventually this will start hitting the frame of the vehicle and kind of get stuck in there. You can try to get this one in there, but it's usually not long enough. Let me see if I can show you what I used, if I can get it off. There you go. Ended up using this with a little I forget what they call it, but anyways, it changes a what is it, 1/2 inch to a 3/8 or whatever little adapter, and that was able to get it out. And I know it's shorter than this, but when you add the fatness of the ratchet, gives you to about the right length, and then you can actually use this wheel to apply pressure, so you still get the ratchet to ratchet, I guess. And now it's just floating in there. And now I'm going to take the crank pulley off and zip her on out of there. Let me get you guys set up and you guys can watch that.